Hello everyone, here's a little sneak peek into what I've done so far on PFWolf. We've got ourselves the sign-on screen that I borrowed from PFWolf at the moment. Fadings, PC13 screen. It goes through the whole line of screens. High scores, no text yet. And there's the menu screen. So, may not seem like much, but the idea here was to hop into here. For example, each one of these screens is a scene. For example, the title screen got a name. We've got ourselves a timer, a fade in, and a fade out. When we start the scene, we want to load in all those components. Grab the title from our assets, the timer, the fade in, the fade out. In this case, you know how the title screen fades in, shows it, and fades out after a set amount of time. That's what this does here. Eventually, this may all fall into something called a title card scene, and then you won't even have to do that. You'll only have to put in the things you need. So we can add them even more quickly on the fly. So it's going to fade in. Once it's done, or it's going to say don't do anything else until it's done. Once it's done, it's going to start the timer. That timer then waits a couple of seconds, stops itself, and then begins the fade out process. And once the fade out is done, let's go to the next scene, which is credit scene. Eventually, we'll have a input pressed here, and that'll take you directly to the main menu. Main menu is a little bit more complicated. I don't have any of the menu functionality in there yet, but it has the same faders. Has a background, which is the red. The graphic on the bottom, the stripe behind the options, that options graphic, and the bordered window, which is a little complex because that actually is 5 different rectangles, the background, and the 4 border sides. So with that, we see that menu. Eventually, that will end up in Slade, or in the PFWolf pack. As you can see here, I just tossed them in for the sake of putting them in the file. You'd be able to toss this same C# script that you can write, put it in there, and it will be able to load them all in and load each one that you want. I have in the graphics, I've got the sign-on screens, the palettes, and the script so far. So we're getting there, just slowly starting to build it up. Next up, I'm going to try and get the text in there and inputs, and we'll see where we can go from there. Thanks, everybody.